It's time for our monthly test. Am I going to make the grade? Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the free-to-play account, free to Paws, and we are here to talk about, well, I'm at the 1 month point, so we're going to see where I'm at on some of these dungeons. We're going to check out the Hell Hades leaderboards, and then I am going to be pulling some shards. So this should be very, very fun. So diving into where I am at right now, let's go over to the Hell Hades website. So looking at my progress here in the creator, you can see that Team Queen, which I am a part of, is really smacking Team Alice. So that's definitely been fun. And I am currently in first place. And I am currently in first place with 4,254 points. Look in general, I'm in the top 10 here in Champion Development, Great Hall, Faction Wars, Classic Arena, which, to be fair, Classic Arena is simply getting to Gold 5. So I was the 5th person to get to Gold 5, not super exciting. Tag, I was the 7th person to get to Bronze 2. Tag really isn't that exciting. Current fastest champion, this is where someplace I'm dropping down, but that's because my speed is a lot more distributed. I will be getting a Haikatoon soon, and Haikatoon is likely to be my next 60, although that depends on what happens with these current shard pulls. But Haikatoon will certainly become my fastest champion, and I think I will break into the top 10 with that. Normal campaign, I don't really care much. However, I was the first person to clear Nightmare campaign in the competition in the creator space. I was the 3rd person to do it in the non-creator space. Now, several other creators followed up right after me and finished it up, but I was actually really impressed because I literally was able to walk through and said, I was at 4 something or other. I was in the stage 4 and said, you know what, let's just kind of push and see where I stop. And I didn't stop. And I almost managed to get 12-7 on the first try with Ugo and Alice. I missed. I made a mistake. Well, maybe not a mistake. There's some RNG involved, obviously. And as a result, I lost. And then I tried 3 more times, and I beat it on the 4th. So that was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Demon Lord progression, we are doing, top 7. I'm doing actually a fairly comfortable 3 key at Nightmare. In fact, today is probably going to be the first day where I will put 3 keys into Nightmare to get that top chest. Unfortunately, I can't quite 1 key Brutal, but that top chest on Nightmare is so huge. The big problem I'm going to have is that because we're in these competition clans, I am well ahead of everyone else in my clan, so I am not going to be getting 2 of the top Nightmare chests, and that's going to set my progression back quite a bit. In fact, we're probably going to be talking to some of the creators about how we're going to handle that so we don't hold back some people. We'll see if they're going to insist that I stay in this clan, which, to be fair, I know there are some creators that still are not in these clans, but most of us are, and I'd like to kind of keep within the spirit of the rules if I can. So we got Hydra progress here. We are currently 6th in Hydra progress. That's fine. That'll get better this round. I'm 100% sure of it. I got a couple better strategies. I think I've got a provoker that will work to provoke. So I'm pretty sure we can at least get the first chest, which is a 1.6 million damage, I think, or 1.5. So we're close. Chimera progress. This did not count my 8 million key on normal for some reason. I have had a key run normal twice on Chimera just not count in their system, and I don't know what's going on. To be fair, I was running a couple of other accounts at the time, so maybe it's a Hell Hades simplification thing with multiple accounts running. So that could be a technical issue on my end. That's not going to be the case next time I run a Chimera key. I will definitely be running it with the thing up in solo. Dragon, I'm in top 4. I'm one of the few people above stage 20 and at stage 24. There's a couple people at hard. I could not get past 25, or at least not spend enough energy to get past 25. Now, the thing to note is these dungeons here, the classic dungeons and anything in the actual dungeon section, those are worth extra points this week. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But in Dragon, I'm in 4th. Ice Golem, I'm in 7th at 18. Fire Knight, I'm actually in 3rd at 20, but I think there was only 1 or 2 people that are actually ahead of me, and they're probably one of the people ahead of me is probably better time. There's not a lot of people even getting 220, so that's a pretty big accomplishment. Spider at stage 18, I was 1, so apparently some people have passed me either in time or something else. not too surprising. My spider team is actually amazing how well that's doing. I didn't expect it to do particularly well because it's pretty much a smash and grab team. So I'm going to struggle once we have to move to actually burning the spider, although having Geomancer is certainly going to help me there. Minotaur, there's no extra special bonuses for Minotaur. I'm at stage 15. This is competing for time. I don't care. It's nice to have a fast minnow team, but that's not important from the competition standpoint, so I'm not going to worry about it. And honestly, it's not something you need to worry about too much, other than faster is saving your own time when you're running minnow you're normally. So we got the Arcane Keep here. Arcane Keep, I am in 7th place. Again, this one doesn't count because the Arcane Keep. Void Keep, I'm at stage 20 on this. I'm at stage 20 on Spirit. I'm at stage 20 on Magic Keep. I just finished stage 20 on the Force Keep with a time that should have me in the top 3. This apparently has not updated yet, but I can show you guys that because that's actually currently open right now. That'll eventually get corrected. I'm not really too worried about it. Iron Twins, I'm 5th, where I hit stage 8. I hit stage 8 on this current rotation, which is Force. I think I can go to stage 9 on other affinities, but unfortunately I didn't think to push until, well, today, effectively. So Sand Devil, I actually got in the top 5 there. I'm at stage 9. Stage 10 is Force. I cannot deal with stage 10, so I'm fine at 9. It's a minute. I'm not farming a lot of Sand Devil. It's still not worth it for me, but it was nice to climb up there a little bit. I am at number 15, stage 15, I should say, and number 1 for Shogun Grove. That is absolutely amazing, and I don't understand why, other than I know I've got bigger blessings on a couple of champions that other people don't. Because I've got a Wukong with a blessing, I've got a 2-star blessing on Kale, I now have a 2-star blessing on Ugo, and of course I've got the 5-star on Alice. So I have several people with blessings. Only one person on that team doesn't have a blessing. So maybe that's helping me just a little bit. But my Alice is certainly getting blocked a lot because my Alice is the one getting the weekend that's unremovable. But, my team just seems to be kind of tuned for it fairly well. So it's pretty good. Finally, the event dungeon. I'm the first person to have pushed past stage 16, I think, and I'm all the way at stage 19. I can farm this comfortably. In fact, I was farming this last night. Stage 20 is just a bit too much. I need to do a bit more damage or possibly just get a bit faster. But, stage 19 is pretty nice. I would like to actually get to 20 soon because farming stage 20 of the event dungeon is probably the most effective dungeon I could farm. But right now, honestly, right now there's a speed event going on in Dragon. So let's hop into the actual game again and talk about that quickly and then pull some shards. All right, so here we are looking at the dungeons. As you can see here, I am in Gold 5. I am in Bronze 2 here. Gold 5, I'm just kind of, refreshing and doing what I can. If I see any of these teams I think I can beat, I'm attacking them. I have found I've been able to attack a few more teams that I might have expected otherwise. If this didn't have a Sigmund in it, I would think about actually attacking this team because they're a little slow because they don't have a speed lead. But with Sigmund, I have no way to deal with the fact that he will put block damage on himself and protect himself and then come back and smack me and kill me absolutely. And if I lose the speed race, he will 100% murderize my entire team. So that's not a team I will be fighting. But every once in a while I come across a team I might be able to handle. I mean, maybe I could handle this one, other than UDK is certainly going to make this difficult, and I have no way to keep the monkey down. So probably not. Meanwhile, if we go into the dungeons, we did talk about how the Force Keep is not updated properly. Here is my 2-minute and 21-second team on stage 20. Not that I need to run that for a lot of stuff, but, hey, it is running. And for the most part, my team is just the core champions I've got. So I've been running Kale, Tagore, Geomancer, Ugo, Monkey, and Alice. And those are pretty much my core 6. Frozen Banshee sometimes comes in. Bowsmith Flannan sometimes comes in. But that's generally about it outside of something like 3v3 and obviously Faction Wars. Creodin, I'd certainly like to get him to 5 stars and get him going a little bit more. The big problem with him is this is only kind of reliable, and once I get it booked, it becomes significantly more reliable, so I really need to get some books into him, and I'm not quite done booking Geomancer yet. This is at 100% at least, but I really need to get these 2 cooldowns. Honestly, I think once I get these 2 cooldowns, I can push my Clan Boss team significantly further than I have. But getting epic books has been a huge struggle on this account. So that's kind of where I'm at with this account. It has been very fun. I also think I'm going to be pushing myself up to level 52 in the next day or two. I've got plenty of gems stacked up at the moment, and since I don't have a fusion I'm saving for, I'm probably going to start pushing some of those in strategic events, such as the dragon event that we have going right now. Now, I'm not doing the actual special corrupted dragon event, but triple speed will be nice because I could certainly use some speed gear, particularly if I can get speed gear with speed, and being able to farm at either stage 20 just fine, or honestly, stage 24 is not that much slower than my stage 20, and you do get better gear from stage 24. So I may focus on stage 24 to get better quality gear, particularly when it is dropping the speed at a 3x rate. So that's hopefully going to give me enough speed gear to make a very, very fast speed champion in Arena in High Katoon, who I will be getting the next time we log in, which will be, of course, later tonight, which will also be great for the Summon Rush. So we're going to go here for the Summon Rush, Champion Chase. Champion Chase rewards are unfortunately just kind of okay until we get up to here for this legendary book and beyond. So energy, always good. I won't complain about energy. I won't complain about this soul. The teacup points, yeah, whatever. Not horrid, but not great. These masks, maybe, but this is about the end of where I kind of expect to be able to get. Even if I were to pull, if I pull both my Sabbathas and I were to pull Morag, that's going to be 950 points. And I've got 7 or 8 voids in this account. So we're not, so I can get up to here minimum, but that involves using all of my current fodder for a future event. So I think just because I haven't secured Clan Boss, I'm probably not necessarily going to be pulling all of my Fragment champions right away. Maybe I'll pull Sabbatha. She wouldn't hurt to have on my account. Maybe I'll pull Morag. She also wouldn't hurt to be pulling on my account. Maybe I'll save them for CVC. We'll certainly see where I'm going to get the most value from either one of them. But I'm still kind of struggling with what's the value of me pulling here. And that's where pulling shards is going to help first. So I'm going to pull my shards first and see where I am on points. And then maybe I pull a champion out of the fragments that I feel is going to help my account. Plus, I will get High Katoon for another 250 points guaranteed tonight. So honestly, I should be fine with just getting this shard, and we'll see where I am with these teacup points. And if I'm really close to these masks, then maybe I'll push one of those to get it. But with that said, we do actually have Pepsi on hand because I've done shard pulls without Pepsi before, and they came up a little short. If you saw the other video, you know. If not, I'll bring a link to that up above. But we not only have 7 voids here with a 2x chance for epic and legendaries, which is a great time to pull, especially on an account here, but we also have a 10x chance for the Queen of Hearts. And she would be absolutely amazing on this count because she's a really, really good legendary. And even unbooked, I think she's going to bring some serious value. So we're not going to talk about her kit because I'm not going to curse it. We are just going to thank Pepsi. We are going to say some prayers to RN Jesus to bless this account and help me win this free to play. And we are going to pull some voids. So let's get pulling. That is a Ripper Fist, not particularly exciting. What's he do? 2 there, 3 hit there. Heal reduction, not horrible if I needed that for some stuff. He's got a passive to place an increased attack, 20 low chance. Okay, yeah, that not a good champion. So that is probably food. That is a Haruspex. I like Haruspex, other than the fact that he will get power crept by Broadmaw pretty quickly. But, for a rare lizard that will help me in the lizard faction, he's actually pretty solid. I used to run him, actually used to run him in Clan Boss even, on my really, really old account. He's got some little poisons on the A1, not a huge chance, but it's an each hit chance. So 15% chance, 20, 25, 35% chance if you book him up. He's got a fill turn meter and places increased speed on a 5-turn cooldown, bookable to 3. That's actually pretty good early on. You could argue that this is possibly a better speed fill than Tagore does, because Tagore doesn't do the actual speed fill, but that 15% certainly is not as good as a 30%. He does, however, have a revive. It's not a good revive, but it's a revive on a 6-turn cooldown, bookable to 5. For faction wars, as particularly early, he'll help the account. So I'll throw some random gear on him. I'll probably keep him at least through 4 stars and use him as a 5-star chicken if I end up needing him for 5-star chicken. He also has a 15% aura in all speed battles. So from that end, he's not horrible as well. Maybe even I give him a little bit of speed and he becomes a 3v3 arena champion for me because he gives some decent utility to the team overall. Not great, but not bad. Oh, that's actually only an arena. That's unfortunate. I thought that was in all areas. So, yeah, well, again, maybe he'll end up in arena, maybe he won't. But not a horrible 4 progression early pull. That is a rock beast, probably not particularly exciting. Single target, fills his turn meter and puts increased defense up. There's the attack all enemies and puts decreased speed and crit rate in arena. No, no thank you. That's an epic. Ooh, that is a Whisper. Whisper is a single target damage dealing beast. I don't know if I can maximize her on this account, but I'm going to try because she is absolutely amazing. And honestly, I've been waiting to play with her for a while because I just haven't played with her on my main accounts. She's got an A1, has a 50% chance of placing weakened for 2 turns. That can be good for clan boss even. Got increased attack and increased crit rate, attacks 1 enemies. Will ignore defense if the target is under weakened debuff. So this ignores 100% defense, including 2. So again, interesting for clan boss as a damage dealer, because as a damage dealer in clan boss, if I can get weaken up, which I can with Geomancer, she ignores 100% of the defense. This can absolutely nuke. Plus she puts her increased attack and increased crit rate buff on herself before attacking. So when booked, that should be up most of the time, so you don't even need to build her with full crit rate if you don't want to. A3 attacks 1 enemy 2 times, grants an extra turn if the target is under decreased defense and weakened debuffs. I can actually do that with a Geomancer. Certainly going to be a little harder for me to do that currently, but then again, that's what her A1 is for. And then her passive grants a 10% chance of granting an extra turn whenever this boss lands a critical hit. Increases to 20% versus bosses. She is a single target damage dealing beast. And I think will actually be kind of fun. Definitely going to help my Knights Rev. This actually may make me pull Sabbatha out, just because pulling Sabbatha out means I'll have a couple of good Knights Revs so I can make some interesting headway in faction wars. But regardless, Whisper is probably a champion who's going to get built. I don't know if she is a #1 priority or not. I think High Katoon gives me more immediate value on my account than Whisper, but Whisper is going to get built over the course of this free-to-play series. She is an amazing, amazing epic. And attack in all dungeons, sure, why not? I'm not going to complain. All right, that was good. Another epic, Khafru the Death Keeper. I don't know a lot about him. I've heard some things that are good about him. I think he protects people particularly well. Let's take a look. Attacks 1 enemy, 50% chance to transfer 1 random debuff from this champion to the target, so it's a mini cleanse for himself. Attacks all enemies before attacking, removes 1 random debuff from all allies. So an AoE with a random cleanse, damage increased by 5% for each debuff removed. That's good. Also heals each ally by 10% if a debuff was removed from them. So it's a conditional heal, but a good heal. So not bad. Places unkillable buff on this champion and taunt buff on them for 2 turns. Okay, that is going to be interesting for some of the faction wars bosses, and that's going to protect a lot of people. I don't know where I would use this outside of faction wars minimum, so maybe he's not going to get a big priority built, but you know, decent keep alive stuff. Decrease the damage all allies receive by 10%. This champion will receive that damage himself instead. That's right. He also has like a mini Guardian set on himself. Actually, it's better than Guardian set. It's 10%. So he effectively has some level of ally protection on himself. That means he could be interesting in Clan Boss, because that type of damage doesn't scale up as well. So he literally could mitigate 10% of the damage the Clan Boss does, possibly letting me stick around for a couple of more turns. interesting concept. The unkillable, the unkillable could be interesting too, because I could certainly, if I can tune him right and make him the target, oh, that's hard for a void. Extra healing, not too bad. The cleanse doesn't suck. And that's going to happen occasionally. Transferring his own random debuffs. Yeah, he's got an interesting little kit here. I even don't think I'd build him with accuracy because the only thing that needs accuracy is that transfer of the debuff. But everything else doesn't need accuracy. He's an interesting champion. I think he will be kind of fun to build, and I think he will actually help my undead team as well. So that's a win too. That's not necessarily the big win I was looking for, but that's a win. So let's see if we can get more epics. That is not an epic. That is an Ifrit. So Ifrit, nothing exciting, nothing exciting, nothing exciting. You are not a particularly good rare. And Steadfast Marshal, attacks one enemy, increase defense on this champion and an extra turn if he's ascended, and veil all allies except for this champion for 2 turns. Could be a Hydra move. Interesting. Not a perfect veil, though, so I don't remember if that actually helps or not. I'll have to look that one up. But, yeah, not amazing rares, not even amazing epics, but interesting epics. So, this is stuff that, and to be fair, when you're dealing with a free-to-play, you work with what you get. So, am I a little disappointed? Yeah, I would have liked a Cold Heart. I would have liked a Fellhound would have been great. Bellower would have been great if I'd gotten some of the rares. Painkeeper would have been great. There's 4 rares I would have liked. I would have liked any one of those 4. Would have been absolutely amazing. There's several epics I would have preferred than the 2 I've gotten. But you know what? I'll deal with the 2 I've gotten, and maybe I'll find a gem in the rough, or maybe I'll find that there's a reason that people aren't building them. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. This has been absolutely amazing. Let's go check the Summon Rush, or the Champion Chase. I keep calling it the Summon Rush, dang it. Summon Rush, Champ Chase, there you are. All right, so we are at 950 points. We'll see if the teacup points are worthwhile. Actually, I will get the teacup points, so I'll get another 250, so I'll be at 1200. So I might consider pulling a Sabbatha to get these extra 50 fragments. We'll certainly see. You guys are going to get one quick bonus here. I am eating any soul immediately for the moment because I don't have any great long-term plans. And honestly, saving for a 5 or 6 star soul is difficult when I may not have 5 or 6 star champions to put them on. That is a wish list soul for Selenia. She is a rare burner, one of the few rare burners in the game, and I've actually been investing in her a little bit for some faction war stuff, as well as in case I need those burns for something else as well. So that is awesome. Getting a blessing on her is definitely going to help her out. Let's get her into the regular stuff and get her probably Phantom Touch, because that's really going to be difficult to do anything other than Phantom Touch, and she doesn't do anything else other than burns. So Phantom Touch is the way to go. So awesome. That's some reasonable progress. I've got a couple of void rares. I'll certainly sort through them to see if there's any more that I want to keep that I didn't think about initially. I've got 2 new void epics that could be interesting and useful, and will definitely at least help me get some extra stars in faction wars, at least fairly early, and might become cores of the teams later on. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you very much for all the love and all the support. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Much love, everyone. Until the next video, I'm Bront CatHerder.